that I introduce to you our speaker for today, Master Bhanu Prakash. He completed his BTech and MBA, and he is a highly qualified data engineer from Bangalore. Master Bhanu Prakash has dedicated his life to study and practice of meditation, and with 4 years of experience in the field, and he started Gudakesha practice, this Gudakesha meditation over 1 year ago. And having attended many workshops by various gurus, Master Bhanu Prakash has gained valuable guidance. And this is from various masters in PSSM and other schools of meditation. Through his deep understanding of meditation, I'm sure his knowledge and insights into study of sleep are truly remarkable and insightful. Today, Master Bhanu Prakash will share his wisdom into stages and study of sleep. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to Master Bhanu Prakash. The stage is yours, Master.
Thanks a lot, Master. Happy morning, everyone. Manigaru, am I visible?
I can't see you only.
Okay. Okay, let's proceed with the session. Good morning again to everyone. Thanks a lot, Masters, for being here. Firstly, I want to convey my deepest gratitude to Grandmaster Prabodh Achyutha. Thanks a lot for creating such a wonderful platform. Manigaru, am I audible to you?
Yes, I mean.
Yes, actually. Yes. So, today's topic of discussion is stages of sleep. So, I want to start it with brain waves. So, firstly, let us see what are different kinds of brain waves and what happens at each and every level of brain waves. So, let's start our exploration. Firstly, let us start with the high frequency waves. So, the high frequency waves are alpha and beta. So in the beta wave stage, so in this particular stage, all the critical thinking that we do, all the decision making that we do, or whenever we are focused on any particular work, right? So all these things, all these activities happens in the beta wave stage, and then in the alpha wave stage. So uh, when we are somewhat relaxed, when we are not focusing too much on anything. Uh, this usually happens when the eyes are closed, and uh, in this particular stage, we tend to get connected to subconscious mind as well. So this is about the alpha waves and the beta waves. So these are the two high frequency wave stage, and then moving to the low frequency waves, which are theta waves and delta waves. So in the phase of theta waves, so this is when we get into the deep sleep, right? That's when we enter into these frequency states. So in the theta wave stage, we tend to get connected to our subconscious mind, and this is where even the dreaming happens. And we will see in detail what happens at different stages of sleep. and at what frequency a particular activity happens. We'll see that part later. Firstly, let us just look at the brain waves, different kinds of brain waves. So, and then finally, we have the delta wave stage. So, in the delta wave stage, this is considered to be the slowest, brain waves, and this is associated with very deep sleep. And this is where all the memory consolidation happens. This is where you tend to access material from the unconscious mind. So in this particular stage, you also lose body awareness. You're in the deepest relaxation stages, and so if at all you want to recollect any past memories, like a memory which had happened 15 years back, it can happen via the delta waves stage. So this is about the brain waves. So it starts with the delta, the slowest frequency, delta, followed by theta, then alpha, beta, and then finally there is one more high frequency stage called gamma. So in the gamma stage, people are very active. So uh, when you are critically, processing a lot of data and uh, presenting something, when you're doing critical thinking, right? That's when you get into the stage of gamma. So starting from the slowest, which is delta, followed by theta, then followed by alpha, then beta, and followed by gamma. So these are the different frequency states when it comes to brain waves. So let's now let us look at the different kinds of mind, how the mind segregation has been done. So usually, according to yeah, psychoanalytics, there are three kinds of mind: conscious mind, unconscious mind, and subconscious mind. So everybody knows what a conscious mind is. When we are directly performing some action, then we make use of the conscious mind. So it is basically, whatever immediate experience that we take, whatever decisions that we make on minute basis, it all happens with the help of the conscious mind. And so this is considered to be the thinking mind. Then moving on to the unconscious mind. So unconscious mind is the vast repository of memory. Whatever memory that we have accumulated right from the childhood, all the memories are stored in the unconscious mind. So the unconscious mind is kind of hidden. When we are actively thinking and our body is active and our brain is in the high frequency state, we can't access the unconscious mind. So only in the deepest of the relaxed states, only in those states we will be able to access unconscious mind. So it contains all the deep rooted beliefs that we have. So it is kind of a hidden mind, but it is the one which decides how we behave on a day-to-day basis. Yeah. So for the most part, our behavior is decided by the unconscious mind. Having said that, if at all we are aware every single second by doing practices such as Gudakesha, and we perform our actions very consciously, then we can, slowly rewrite our patterns that you have created right from the childhood in the unconscious mind. And also, when we are completely aware of each and every situation, then we can make decisions. We can, decide how we want to behave with the conscious mind itself. So That is the biggest thing which we can achieve with the help of practices like Gudakesha with longer duration meditation sessions. And then moving on to the next kind of mind, which is subconscious mind. So the subconscious mind is considered to be a kind of a bridge between conscious and unconscious mind. So uh, the even subconscious mind is not immediately accessible. Uh, it also plays a crucial role in regulating our bodily functions, and it also helps us to uh, maintain all the behaviors whatever we learn. For example, if at all we are learning any new activity, the subconscious mind is the one which will help us impart the knowledge whichever we are gaining. So these are the three different kinds of minds. So whatever, yeah, I'm just trying to summarize. Whatever immediate thoughts, whatever minute to minute awareness that we are having, and whatever decisions that we are making with our immediate knowledge, it is happening with the help of conscious mind. Then comes the unconscious mind. This is not usually accessible. So, but it's whatever we are doing on a daily basis. If at all we lose the state of awareness, uh, whatever daily activities that we do, that is completely taken care of by the unconscious mind itself. Then we have subconscious mind. It acts as a bridge between conscious and the unconscious mind. Uh, the, the subconscious mind is also not immediately available, but it can be accessed by deep relaxation and uh, you know uh, we practice yoga nidra, right? In the yoga nidra, we slowly and slowly we tend to lose the awareness of the body, the sense of the body. That's when we get in touch with the subconscious mind. So this is about the three kinds of mind. So firstly we have seen different kinds of brain waves, and now we have seen different kinds of minds. Now we look at the different kinds of sleep stages, and we'll connect all the three topics and see what happens in different scenarios. So now moving on to the different sleep stages. So firstly, sleep is categorized into two main types. The first one is REM sleep, and then the second one is non-REM sleep. So REM stands for REM stands for rapid eye movement, and NREM or non-rapid eye movement sleep is of the second type. And then the non-REM type of sleep is again further categorized into three types. They are simply called as N1, N2, and N3 stages. So in N1 is the first stage. Whenever we lie on the bed or sit for a Gudakesha session, N1 is the first stage that we get. So N1 is considered to be the lightest stage of sleep, and it also happens for the shortest duration. Usually, the span of N1 sleep is somewhere around 1 minute to 10 minutes. So it constitutes to around 5% of the entire sleep. One more thing is when we go to sleep, right, or when we sit for a Gudakesha session, what happens? Our brain tends to go into different cycles, and each and every cycle have all these stages. So N1 is the first stage in that cycle. So these cycles are called as sleep cycles. We will see how the cycle happens in the Gudakesha meditation session as well. So firstly, N1 is the first stage of sleep in the sleep cycle. It happens only for a few minutes. It is shortest duration stage in the out of all the sleep stages. Then moving on to the second stage. So second stage is the largest duration stage. So this is when the body relaxation happens. This is when uh, we stop getting stressed. Our heartbeat, it tends to slow down, and all our immune system, all our bodily regenerations that has to happen, that happens during this stage, and it constitutes to around 45 to 55 percentage of the entire sleep cycle. And so the brain activity, it reduces to a larger extent out here. So, but we still have a spirit of awareness. If at all we are talking about sleep, we still have a 18th of awareness in the second stage of sleep as well. In the first stage, we're mostly active, we are mostly aware, as it happens only for a few minutes. We are mostly aware in the first stage. In the second stage, if at all we are only talking about sleep, the awareness slowly drops down. Our entire body gets relaxed. Our heart rate slows down. All the muscular movement also stops. Towards the end of the second stage, we are almost done with all the high frequency brain waves. And then we enter into the deep sleep stage, which is N3 stage. So this constitutes around 15 to 25 percentage of the sleep cycle. So this is where the most of the restoration of the body happens. If at all you have any dead cells in your body, we do have a lot of dead cells on daily basis. The regeneration of the generation of the new cells happens in this stage of sleep. Even the body repairs happens if at all you have any wound in your body, uh, or on your skin tissues in general, or any skin situations, and uh, the immunovascular activities, those happens in this third stage. So in the third stage, we mostly enter into the low frequency waves. So this is the third stage, and this is when the deep sleep happens. Then moving on to the fourth stage. The fourth stage is REM, the rapid eye movement stage. So this is the stage where we get dreams. So this is the stage if at all we want to experience lucid dreaming. This is the stage which we have to achieve with awareness. So we'll talk about lucid dreaming a little later. So this is the fourth stage, and this is kind of the longest stage. I mean, if at all we have an undisturbed sleep, this is the longest duration now stage out of all the stages in the sleep cycle. So as I said, this is when the dreams happen. But then uh, a different thing out here is this doesn't happen at the low frequency waves. When we reach the stage of REM, uh, we don't be at the low frequency waves, but then we tend to oscillate between uh, alpha, beta, mostly into alpha, then into beta. Sometimes we also enter into the theta stage. So it happens in these three frequencies usually. So here what I'm, as I said, all the dreams that we get, that happens in this stage, in the REM stage. And all the whatever new knowledge that you have gained throughout the day, all the memory consolidation, all the new neural pathways formation, it happens in this stage. So even when you are, you know, creating, like, for example, let's say you are attending a hypnosis session or a hypnotherapy session, they try to, get you into a stage of trance. So trance also happens in the third stage of, we have N3, non-REM stage 3, and then REM stage. Trance also happens in these two stages. So this is when, if at all, you have to, take a hypnotic suggestion or a suggestion where you are not conscious. When I say not conscious, in the hypnotherapy sessions, we are still conscious, but we have access to, in that stage of trance, we have access to our unconscious mind. So this is where our memory consultation happens. If at all we want to change any beliefs, right? You have to consciously reach this particular stage. If at all we want to rewrite anything in our brain, we have to consciously reach these stages. So this particular sleep cycle, it repeats itself. Each and every sleep cycle, right? It happens for around 90 to 120 minutes, and based on the number of hours that we sleep, this sleep cycle gets repeated over and over. So this is about the different stages of sleep. Now let us correct all the three concepts which you have just learned. First one is brain waves. Second one is different kinds of mind, and then the sleep stages. So in the first stage of sleep, we are mostly active. So we tend to oscillate between alpha and beta waves of frequencies. And then our conscious mind is most active in the first stage. When I say first stage, it is non-REM one. So in the first stage, our conscious mind is mostly active. And then if we move on to the second stage, the non-REM stage two, which is a stage with the longest duration out of all the stages in the sleep cycle. So even in this stage, conscious mind is mostly active. Slowly, we get into the relaxed stage. Slowly, we tend to get access to the subconscious mind, but then uh, not all the subconscious mind related activities can happen in this particular stage. Uh, for example, this stage is very much essential if at all you want to get into deep sleep stage. So the first stage, right, it can be easily avoided by us by quickly relaxing. We can skip the first stage instead of having our first stage for like 10-15 minutes. We can do it in few seconds if we are able to deeply relax our body as and when required. And then in the second stage, which is a longest duration stage, this is when all our muscular movements should stop. Our entire body from top to bottom should get relaxed. The core thing is the heart rate activity should dip down. So with yoga nidra sessions, what we can do is we can completely reduce to this is like the longest duration stage out of all the stages in the sleep cycle. So with constant practice of yoga nidra sessions, we can reduce this to around 10 percentage, from 45 to 55 percentage to 10 percentage. We can deeply relax in 5 to 10 minutes of time. But there are many people who can relax themselves in minutes time, in few minutes time. So in the second stage, as I said, we slowly tend to get access to the subconscious mind. Then in the second stage, the when it comes to the brain waves, the for the most part, we are in the alpha stage. Slowly and slowly, we get into the theta waves. Having said that, as we are slowly getting in touch with the subconscious mind, sometimes there might be a memory which might trigger a lot of neural pathways, and then we might get into high frequency stages every now and then. So if we can avoid this, if we can avoid getting triggered by some past memory by focusing on our breath, or keeping our mind in control, then we can reduce the second stage to a longer, for a larger extent, and then moving on to the third stage. So this is the deep sleep stage, and this is the most important sleep stage, only after the rapid eye movement phase. So in non-REM stage 3, this is when our immune system gets strengthened. Even in REM it happens, it also happens here. The most important activity that happens in the non-REM stage 3 is rejuvenation of our body, the generation of our generation of new cells in our body. And a part of memory consolidation also happens here. If at all, let's say it has been a stressful day at work, what we have to do is, and we have only few hours to sleep, what we have to do is we have to get into the deep sleep stage, which we have easily practiced with yoga nidra sessions. Get into the deep sleep stage, have the awareness of breath, and be in the same state for extended period of time. So instead of going into in the REM mode, right? It usually happens when we are conscious. There are a lot of people who dream during the meditation. So they usually dream either in the non-REM stage 3 or REM stage, rapid eye movement phase. The REM stage is, that doesn't usually not it usually doesn't happen for a lot of people. In most of the meditation sessions, it doesn't happen. Usually, we'll be in the stage 3 only. See, here we are, talking about meditation and sleep in the same lines, because meditation is nothing but. So I'm giving a simplistic definition according to my understanding. So meditation is nothing but sleep with awareness. That's what Grandmaster Prabodh also says. So sleep with awareness. So whatever stages that we get during a sleep cycle, we get the we pass through the same stages even in the meditation as well. So the knowledge about the sleep cycles is very much essential to each and every one of us, every meditator for that matter. So now talking about the third phase, the REM phase. The REM phase, we can extend the phase of REM as per our requirement. That's what all these hypnotherapists do. They try to extend the time of non-REM stage 3 and REM stage as much as possible, because this is where we can easily create new neural pathways. So during REM sleep, the brain is highly active, despite of being in the relaxed states. Here there is a lot less. Even if our brain is active, right? There is a lot less chance to become stressed in this. So when I say stress, when you get stressed, what happens? You tend to slip into the gamma waves, which are like very high frequency waves, which are not at all good for us. So in the in the REM stage, if at all there is a core belief which has triggered you, then immediately you will get into the gamma stage, and you will immediately get out of your sleep. Sometimes we get some crazy dreams where we see crocodiles or lizards or snakes, and we immediately get out of it. So that's when this happens. We immediately get into the gamma stage. Where our heartbeat starts increasing rapidly, and we get into higher frequency states of brain, beta and gamma. So that's when this happens. So this is about the sleep stages as well. Now let us consider different scenarios. We have connected all the three concepts: brain waves, sleep stages, and then the three kinds of minds: the subconscious, conscious, and unconscious minds. Now let us take a scenario. So let us take a scenario of let's start with lucid dreaming itself. So firstly, how to get into the state of lucid dreaming consciously. Unconsciously, most of us might have already done it. So to do it consciously, this is what I follow when I practice lucid dreaming. Firstly, we need to have a thought. We need to create a thought that I am going to, before going to, usually if you lay down on your bed, it easily happens. That's how I have tried it. And you can also try it while, keeping your body erect. But for me, I tend to be, I'm still in the, phase where I'm deeply relaxed only when I lie on bed. In meditation also it happens, but then it takes considerable amount of time. But when it comes to lucid dreaming, right, I could only experience it. So far, I could only experience it lying down on bed. I've never experienced a lucid dreaming when I was, you know, erect. Consciously, I couldn't do that. Unconsciously, it happens to every one of us. Consciously, I couldn't do that. Uh, I can't say I want to experience a lucid dream now and sit for a meditation and get into lucid dreams. I could never do that so far. But when I've laid down, I could easily do that. Every single time, whenever I want, I can get into lucid dreaming. So the first step is you need to create a thought that I want to get into lucid dream, and you have to visualize the entire scenario in your particular dream, whatever you want to experience, right? You have to create that scenario. You have to completely visualize that scenario, and this has to be done at multiple levels. When I say multiple levels, firstly you'll picturize everything, or whatever scenario that you want. You're going to picturize everything, and then you'll also visualize whoever you want to have in that dream. Let's say with the help of lucid dreaming, let's say you want to uh, rewrite a core belief which was formed in your childhood. So for that, what you can do, you can get into the you can create a scenario where you are like 5 years or 6 years old, based on the age at which that core belief had formed. So you can visualize the entire situation, and then you can also bring in the people. uh, let's say the core belief has been formed because of your teacher. You can also bring her into the dream, and then once you communicate with her in the lucid dream, you tend to release a lot of emotional pain which has been incurred into you at that particular point of time. So once that emotional pain has been released, once you have made friends with your teacher, once you have gone back to that stage and made friends with your teacher, that core belief is completely gone. And then the next step is to rewrite rewrite a new memory, replace that old core belief with a new greater belief. So, firstly, we were talking about the first is technique, like creating the thought itself that I want to have a lucid dream. I want to experience a lucid dream, and then visualizing the entire scenario, and then bringing the people into that particular scenario. Then finally, you have to feel that. Uh, let's say you have created a scenario where it is rain. You should also bring that smell. Whenever it rains, you get that good smell of sand, right? Uh, what do you call in the, the smell of mud that we get. Uh, so you'll have to visualize those things as well. Then this is the first step, and then in the second step, you should sit for a meditation session or lie down on your bed. Start focusing. Then slowly, just like we do in the yoga nidra sessions, deeply relax your body. Slowly cut down all the muscular movements, but then you should obviously still be aware. So lucid dream is nothing but a dream that we are having while we are aware, and we are completely creating the dream. Usually in dreams, what happens? We get dreams, and we can also get awareness in dreams. The difference between dreams with awareness and lucid dreaming is, in lucid dreaming, you are in complete control. The entire scenario you can build it. You can you can actually direct everything in a lucid dream. Unlike in the regular dreams that happens unconsciously, we still might be aware in those dreams, but those are not lucid dreams. In lucid dreams, we have complete control. Be it with respect to scenario, be it with respect to the actions that we perform, in every which way, there is complete control. So, and then slowly, by maintaining the consciousness, we should slowly, as I said, we should slowly relax our body. Then slowly our visualization should start. Once let's say we have reached a stage of deepest relaxation, we should initiate the visualization. Slowly, what tends to happen is our unconscious mind tends to get into play, and our conscious mind slowly drops down. That's when it tends to look like a reality. You don't feel like you are visualizing anymore. Only when your conscious mind is active, then you feel like you are visualizing the thing. But when your unconscious mind gets into play, in spite of your initiation to the lucid dream with visualization, we have initialized the lucid dream with an initialization. In spite of that, it looks extremely real. It feels like you are in that dream world and you are experiencing everything as you experience in reality. So, how does this transition happen? As we are getting into the unconscious mind, this transition also happens unconsciously. I mean, when we say conscious and unconscious mind, these are not two different brains, right? I mean, we were talking about one single brain, and then these are three different kinds of activities: conscious, unconscious, and subconscious mind. These are three different activities that are happened with the help of our brain. So when we say when we are transitioning from conscious to unconscious, we are not making use of one more brain. We only have one single brain. It is just that we are losing the awareness of our current situation, and we are getting awareness of the dream world. So what we can do to quickly get into a lucid dream is get rid of our body awareness as soon as possible. So the easiest technique is again anapanasati, focusing on our in breath and out breath. And then slowly, once we feel that the entire bodily awareness is gone, that's when we should initiate the visualization. Slowly, what tends to happen? We should visualize ourselves in the dream world. Slowly, we feel like it is a reality. That's when we can get on to the actual experience of the lucid dream. So this is about the lucid dreaming. And as I said, this happens at the third stage of non-REM sleep. Okay, so this is the first scenario. Now the second scenario, which is pretty much useful for us, which is yoga nidra. If at all we want to make our yoga nidra more and more efficient. Then we should skip the first and second stages of the sleep as much as possible. We should get through these two stages as soon as possible. The first stage we can easily do that. Uh, if at all we attend one or two Gudakesha workshops, towards the end of them, we can easily skip the first stage. That can easily be done. So as I said, the first stage is where our mind is still active. Just we lay down or sit for a meditation session in a comfortable position. Immediately, we get into the second stage of sleep, where we are still active and we are completely aware. But then we slowly get into the theta brainwave stage, the low frequency stage. Still in this stage, usually what tends to happen, as we have previously discussed, there might be some things which had happened. Let's say I'm going to bed tonight. In this day, if there is a situation that had happened which had kind of triggered, let's say I had an issue with someone in traffic. So if that had popped up during that time, then what happens? You tend to get emotional, and again you tend to get into the high frequency states. This is what we have to avoid. That's what we do in the meditation sessions. Usually, we whatever thoughts that we get, we will not carried away with those thoughts, and we tend to bring back our focus to work that. This is where the tip given by our Grandmaster Prabodh Achyutha, having a smiling face. This is where it helps. When we are pretty much focused on our breath and having a smiling face, see the smiling face, it not only helps you to make yourself aware, make yourself more aware. When you smile, it also it is also connected with the hormones that are getting secreted. There are serotonin is a happiness hormone, right? Once we tend to maintain our smile, the secretion of serotonin increases, to a larger extent. With the secretion of the serotonin hormone, what happens? We tend to get more and more relaxed. When we are in a happy stage, the relaxation is very easy. That's why smile is very much essential if at all we want to quickly relax ourselves. Once if we feel that we are completely relaxed, we lost the awareness of our body, the smiling is not required. So the smile is kind of a bridge between the non-REM stage 2 and non-REM stage 3. With smile and constant awareness of our breath, we can reduce the duration of the non-REM stage 2 to 5 to 10 minutes. So usually it constitutes to around 45 to 55 percentage in a sleep cycle. Almost the time of it varies from person to person. It goes from 30 to 60 minutes, from half an hour to 1 hour. So instead of wasting all this time, if we just have a smiling face and if you're just aware of our breath, we can completely get rid of the second stage of sleep and happily get into the third stage, which is very much essential for us. This is when the actual restoration of our body, actual strengthening of our immune system, and some part of the memory consolidation. Everything happens in this stage. And this is where we have complete access to our unconscious mind. And then moving on to the fourth stage, as I said, the REM stage. REM stage, this is where the dreaming happens, the rapid eye movement happens. In the REM stage, we are not, if you look at the sleep cycle, REM usually happens towards the end of the sleep cycle. But still, surprisingly, it's in the REM stage of sleep, we are not completely relaxed. our brain becomes active in here. When we are dreaming, right, we are not completely relaxed. Our brain tends to become active because dream is not a we need to process a lot of things, right? Even though we are not making use of our five senses while dreaming, but still that is a considerable, it is a considerable amount of experience for our brain. That's why it gets active during the dreaming stage. So for us, the most crucial stage is the third stage. This is where we usually stop at the meditation, the deepest stage of relaxation. And then this all the analysis that we have done, right? All the psychoanalysis which we have done. This is this is given by the Sigmund Freud, and then there are a lot more stages beneath this when it comes to meditators. Once we touch uh, the stage of shunya, it's complete silence. It's uh, you might have already watched this interview of Sadhguru when he had visited Harvard University. He had actually mentioned about this. There are three brain frequencies that are happening simultaneously. The two in a split of a minute he could do that. I mean, with constant practice of meditation, everyone will be able to do that. Even Prabodh sir, he had done a lot of research with EEG instrument. He had recorded brain waves for many people, for many Gudakesha practitioners. For an instance, if you consider the example of Vinayana, for him, he just for sitting in a meditation for a few minutes, he immediately got into the delta stage. I mean, he's a long time practitioner. And one more thing is he stays with Prabodh Achyutha. He stays with our grandmaster. So uh, he obviously cracked the entire practice of Gudakesha. There were consistent delta waves happening in his brain when he sat for a meditation session. Even in the deepest sleep stage, for only for few minutes we can get into the delta waves first. And this is where the major amount of bodily restoration happens. The delta waves is the state where every one of us has to stay. Even if you want to maintain our emotional composure on day-to-day basis, this is when the brain decides, what memories to keep and what memories to get rid of. Even the memories which are stored in the conscious mind, right? Not all of them are easily accessible. There are few memories that are easily accessible. There are few memories that are not easily accessible. So, wanted memories and unwanted memories. So, wanted memories are all the good situations that are important for us. Those will be categorized as wanted memories. Unwanted memories are bad situations or unwanted situations that we have faced in life. So this segregation happens in the delta wave stage. So this is very much essential. If this doesn't happen properly, if we this entire sleep cycle doesn't happen during our meditation sessions, we tend to lose our emotional composure. So in the beginning, what I have practiced is the yoga nidra sessions had helped me a lot. So this is when for the first 1 2 days, my body temperature got a little bit high, and I had that was the first time when I firstly started my practice of Gudakesha meditation. That was the very first time when I've experienced high energy states. So the states, when it's a high energy state, see when what happens when you after 2 to 3 long years, once you have uh, you know uh, infill your bike with the engine oil, what happens? It tends to become very smooth. That's what happened to me at that particular high energy state. everything went pretty smoothly. Even if somebody is, let's say, my father or someone, he's kind of complaining about something. Usually, what I used to do is I tend to get emotional and I tend to dip down my energy level. But it didn't. That didn't happen when I reached that high energy state. So, if at all you want to gracefully face all the situations in life, all the stressful situations in life, that high energy state is pretty much essential. Not only that, here the one more most important thing is consistency of practice. Oh, I think I've consumed a lot of time. It's okay. It's already around 7 o'clock. I'll quickly wind up session. So the consistency is the key here. That is how we can maintain the high energy states, and uh, once we maintain the consistency, right, there is a lot less chance of us getting dipped down to the lower energy levels. There is a lot less chance of us reacting to unwanted situations. So yeah, this is about it. I just want to summarize by saying this. Whenever we sit for a Gudakesha meditation session, all these stages of sleep happens. So if we were able to deeply relax in a few minutes time, we can avoid the first two stages of sleep and immediately get into the third stage of sleep. This is very much essential for us. So relaxation is the key, and having a smile on your face is very much essential. That's not an unwanted tip given by sir. So yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, everyone. Thanks a lot for the opportunity.
Um, Thank you, Master. That was a wonderful wisdom sharing session. It was really clear, really informative, and I was kind of hoping it would last longer, especially when by the time you got to the lucid dreaming part, I got really excited. I've always been interested in lucid dreaming, but even though I've looked at some YouTube videos, tried out some techniques, I was never able to uh, really do it, because I've seen some techniques where you have to wake up around 2:30 a.m. or 3 a.m. and set some alarms and go back to sleep. I've tried those things. I tried imagining, but the key here is raising your energy first. My first lucid dreaming experience happened when I started my Gudakesha journey. I think it was day 16. I had some wonderful experiences where I could build places uh, on my will. I realized that it was a dream, and I started building stuff. And in the next dream, I was flying, and all kinds of experiences. I started really enjoying it. And I even got experiences where cells in my body were trying to communicate with me, giving this message, giving me guidance, and it was so powerful. And it's always different for everyone else, but they have to experience this for themselves. To It's one thing to hear from you or hear from me, but when they experience it, it's a game changer. Wonderful, Master. I really enjoyed your talk, and I hope you do more sessions on lucid dreaming and astral travel as well. Thank you so much. And I just saw a hand raised, but they lowered their hand. But if you have any questions, Masters, or if you have any feedback to share, you can, yes, Master Niti, you can unmute yourself.
आत्मनंदन सर।
Atma.
सर अभी आपने जो बोला ना एस्ट्रल ट्रैवल एंड ल्यूसिड ड्रीमिंग, तो मैं इसको कनेक्ट कर रही थी। मैं प्रबोध सर से भी जनवरी से ही मैं उनके सेशंस अटेंड कर रही हूँ, और मैंने गुणाकेशा भी किया। अभी आपने बोला ना, तो मैंने बचपन में, मेरे को याद आया कि बचपन में मुझे ऐसे सपने आते थे जिसमें मैं बिल्डिंग पे जंप करती जा रही हूँ, और आसमान में कहीं मैं उड़ रही हूँ और मैं अपने आप उड़ रही हूँ, और कई बार मैंने रूम में भी अपने आप को उड़ते हुए जंप करते हुए देखा है। मुझे पता ही नहीं था ये सब क्या है, और अब मुझे एट द एज ऑफ 42 ये सब पता चल रहा है कि ये क्यों हो रहा है और ये क्या है। So this is completely okay and normal.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, lucid dreaming has completely changed my life.
Oh.
So with lucid dreaming, I use lucid dreaming for even for decision making. I make use of lucid dreaming. I mean, I'm not. I don't do it very often because we should not get attached to this as well, because this is like very attractive. Lucid dreaming.
हाँ, क्योंकि जब वो होता था तो मुझे लगता था कि एक्चुअली में हो रहा है, और मैं घबराहट से मैं जंप करती जा रही हूँ, और मैं इतनी उड़ गई हूँ कि मतलब वो चीज मुझे इतनी पुरानी अभी याद आई कि ये अब नहीं होता, तो वो तब होता था, अब क्यों नहीं होता।
Yes. Absolutely, ma'am. Even for healing, we can make use of lucid dream. If at all we have some wrong beliefs, we want to rewrite our brains. That is the most, beneficial thing about lucid dream, rewriting our brain.
Okay. Okay. Now, thank you.
Thanks a lot, ma'am.
Thank you, Master. We have one more. You can unmute yourself, Master.
Yes, thank you, Master. Well, which was a very interesting session because I don't know the word dream itself. It makes me feel nervous because usually, the kind of dreams that one gets is just I'm not able to understand. I mean, usually it's like somebody getting disturbed about something. I'm not able to make sense of the dreams, but now I'm able to see that there could be some deeper uh, deeper use for these dream states. Master, this lucid dreaming and putting it to use, if you can just elaborate a bit more as you were telling just now, that would be helpful. Because lucid dreaming, and also I'm surprised that rapid eye movement, that stage comes quite late. But how can we put that particular moment also to use? Please tell.
Yes. So there are a lot of people who tend to. I used to do this. I personally used to do this. I tend to avoid having dreams unless and until we completely allow ourselves to have dreams. Usually, what tends to happen? Even when unconscious mind is the most active in the third stage of sleep, and then when we are slowly transitioning into the actual dream stage, which is a REM stage, even then we have, when I say unconscious mind is active, it's not that we are 0% aware of things. See, even when you are dreaming, right? If someone touches you, you can still feel that. It's still we do have awareness. So if you don't allow yourself to dream, then what happens? Immediately when you enter into the REM stage, right? You tend to wake up immediately. You tend to get back to the stage one. So we have to completely allow ourselves to get into REM stage. Initially, during the initial days of Gudakesha, even in meditations, we get into the REM stage. Even in longer meditations, we get into the REM stage, and it is very much essential. Now, why it is essential? So REM stage helps you to balance your emotions. Let's say there are many long-standing emotions which were not healed. The most of the healing happens in the REM stage itself. Your brain will try to recreate a situation, and it will try to help you to get out of that emotional baggage which you have created. So this is very much essential. So we have to allow ourselves to dream. This is the first thing. And then speaking about lucid dreaming, there are many things. There are many people who use it for, there are people who even play cricket in cricket with their own favorite cricket players in lucid dreams. So you can use it for pleasures, or you can use it for healing the emotional pain that you have. And one more thing is you can also rewrite your neural pathways. For example, what I have done is in a lucid dream, I have created a stage where I'm into public speaking. I was delivering a topic. I have created this scenario. Once you have envisioned this whole thing, and once you have experienced everything in this lucid dream, your confidence level gets boosted up. See, the more you face any fear, right, it tends to subside. So instead of, let's say you can't, there is a phobia that we have, and there's no way that you can face that phobia in the real life. You can happily make use of lucid dreaming. You do not go to a hypnotherapist or any psychotherapy session. You can happily make use of lucid dreaming sessions, and you can get rid of all the emotional baggage. So, this is about it now. I hope I've answered your question.
Thank you, Master. We still have 3 more hand raises. Bhupinder Singh Master, you can unmute yourself.
Namaskara.
Namaskar.
I want to know if you have some kind of detailed books explanation on this. It is first time that I've heard this REM and the stages and all that. We are otherwise aware that something like that is happening, but not deeply investigated this area because many other masters who are conducting the meditation are normally not going so deep. But this is a core area, I think, to get a control over it. I'm interested to read more material on that. And if you can suggest some good books, and I feel some program can also be created stepwise that you can take everybody on program into this experience. So that gaming can also be probably created. But presently, if you can suggest a book, that will be a good thing to go through.
Sir, I had live example in front of me, sir. I had an opportunity to be with Prabodh sir for a lot of time. So I've directly learned it from him, sir. I watched a lot of videos about lucid dreaming, but then I've never read a book. For the most amount of knowledge that I've gained, that I've practically gained from the Gudakesha sessions itself. So through experience, I've learned it. Sir, आप म्यूट में हैं. You are on mute, sir. Thank you, sir.
Oh, that is, I said so because you referred some old masters who have written about the lucid dreaming. So probably, see, to go into this exercise, firstly, you should have that faith that it is going to affect your subconscious. If that base is not there, then you will feel that what am I doing? All of us are doing some kind of visualization, listening here and there, but most of us are not probably convinced that this will work. So the first thing is to be built up that whatever you think is going to affect your subconscious. So when that base is created, then you can build something over that. So that step is probably known to not many people. People who progress are probably a little more advanced in their knowledge how the subconscious works. Once you open that area, then you, like when we say, you say lie 100 times, you start yourself believing it, right? So this is very, very correct thing. I have done it in my lifetime. A difficult operation or something, we create these things and we tell our men, yes, it has happened, we will do it. And before going into an operation, we always say, we all return and these are the medals we are going to get. That kind of thing we give it. So that creation is done. But if it is very clearly known that what I am saying is going to affect me deeply, then I will be more concerned with that practice. That base is very important to be created to proceed on this passage. So if the participants are told about this basics, most of them may know, most of them will not know. To bring them all on a single platter, that should be the starting point, that how to affect your subconscious. And this actually affects, that faith has to be nailed in. Then we proceed further. Am I right?
Absolutely. I'm actually from the background of Bhakti. So the easiest thing for me to do is have some session hopped up into my ears. I just have a GMPWisdom video, and I'll just listen to that, and then I'll start with the sessions. So the Bhakti thing works for me. The faith which you have just mentioned, that actually works for me. With that, I can whatever I want to do, that easily happens. Not only that, even if I'm not feeling well, right, what I'll do is I'll just simply listen to the videos of Master Prabodh Achyutha, Grandmaster Prabodh Achyutha. I get immense relaxation, and even the presentation, it happens pretty quick. It becomes pretty rapid. So I actually suggest this to everyone, not only for lucid dreaming. Lucid dreaming you can easily do. See, during for one day we have this 8:30 to 9 p.m. meditation sessions, right? You can try out lucid dreaming in that point of time. It will easily happen. So yeah, this is one more thing. Thank you, sir. Thanks for the invitation.
Thank you, sir.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello. Yes, I have a doubt. Like usually I don't get much dreams. So I just want to know like then too will be able to do lucid dreaming and other things. And should we have a specific target like we have to think this or that way for lucid dreaming?
Yes. This has been my experience with dreams. If I had a eventful day, that day I'm definitely going to have dreams. If at all I go to sleep and I become unconscious, that day I'm definitely going to have dreams. So it depends on the kind of day that I had, whether we get dreams or not. If you're not attached to anything, it is unlikely for you to have dreams.
So then too will the lucid dreaming be possible or how?
Yes, lucid dreaming, you do it with complete awareness and you are in complete control. You can trigger it whenever you want.
So how to go in that stage? Like what should we do for that? What is to be done?
Yes, ma'am. So as I said, there are only 3 stages. The first stage is you should create a thought that I'm going to get into the lucid dreaming in this particular meditation session or in this particular sleep cycle. And then the second thing is you have to visualize the entire scenario, starting right from the people. You should also visualize yourself in that situation. So
First,
this is
we have
before.
to set some target, like we have to think about this. Should we have that first?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, unconsciously, the dreaming happens and you still can get awareness in that dream, but that is completely different.
Okay.
In lucid dreaming, you are the controller, you are the creator. You are the creator of the dream world.
Okay.
You can also be a Pokemon in Doraemon or Pokemon in that dream world.
Okay.
So usually kids dream about being a Power Ranger or something. So we can also do that.
Okay,
so we are the complete creator of the dream world.
But I
So the
think
second
once
step is visualizing.
you had given a session on this, I think so on YouTube I had seen, and I tried going for this lucid dreaming, but then nothing happened and nothing was possible that time. I don't know, maybe I didn't know what to do and how to do that way, though I was following the instructions.
I've actually, I think you might have seen someone similar to me. I've never posted any YouTube video.
Or maybe someone else in thing on this thing itself, YouTube itself.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I want to experience it, but then the guidance I require proper for how to do it.
Yes, ma'am. Relaxation is the key, ma'am.
Okay.
Visualization, clear-cut visualization, and then relaxation. That's about it.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Masters. We had some great questions and great answers, as usual. Does anyone else have any questions or feedback that they would like to share, Masters? You can raise your hand. Okay, then I think we can conclude the session, Master. Okay, thank you so much. Before we finish our session, let us all be grateful for our Grandmaster Prabodh Garu for creating this amazing 21-day program and this amazing Gudakesha platform. And special thanks to Master Bhanu Prakash for wonderful wisdom that he shared. And thank you, leadership team, for all the hard work and all the attendees here today. Thank you, thank you, thank you.